Hey everybody, welcome back. This is part 22 of the ongoing Minneapolis-Moline Prototype 445 tractor number X231 restoration series, and as you can see here, I've got the rear case very clean. I spent the last few days cleaning it inside and out. I began the process by removing all the old snap rings, bearing races, everything was still inside of it. Close-up view of what these inner axle bearing races looked like. Lots of material coming loose there, so these were no good, needed to be replaced anyhow. So once I had the case completely stripped down to just a bare casting, I rolled it outside, began cleaning all that surface rust off of the exterior. I then moved on to the interior of the gear compartment, got all those nooks and crannies cleaned out. Also cleaned up the brake compartments and the interior areas of the axle tubes. Everything's down to bare metal. So you're probably wondering why I cleaned the inside of that case just as thoroughly as the outside. We'll come over here to the production rear end and I'll explain why. You can see this red coating on everything on the inside of the case. If you've been into old tractors or old machines of this vintage, you've likely seen something very similar as well. Now the reason they put this sealer, this kind of coat of paint on the insides of these cases, is because cast iron is porous, meaning it has all kinds of tiny little holes that can absorb grease, absorb oil, and they would smear this sealing paint all over the interior areas of gear cases that would have oil inside, just to lessen the chances of there being any one area that could be porous enough that it could leach oil out and just kind of make a mess all the time. So when they did the repair on the back end of this case, fixed the crack in the bottom and everything else, they did a thorough preheat on this entire casting, and it was enough that it actually burned all that old coating out and cooked all the oils out too. So there are no more traces of grease or oil in any of the pores of this entire case. Basically, it's as oil-free as it's been since it was brand new. So this is the perfect time to try and get some sealant put inside of there, and that's where this comes into play. Gliptol red enamel. It's a very high quality sealer. There's a lot of engine builders use this. It works well to, like I said, seal those cast iron pores. It improves oil drain back, and it's just a very oil resistant type of coating. So I'm going to coat the entire interior portion of this gear case with the red enamel. It's not quite the same shade of red as what they used back in the day, but it is pretty close, and it's the closest thing available on the market now to what they originally used back then. So let's get to painting. Okay guys, I've done a little bit of painting so far, and I'm sorry to cheap out on you here, but I didn't show you any of that because it's just kind of doing the hard to get at spots first. That's kind of boring, so didn't figure you'd want to see it. In case I sound funny, it's because of, you know, protective equipment. A lot of nasty fumes with this. You don't want to be breathing it, but just been trying to coat all the rough cast and recessed portions and leaving all the machine portions alone, so just like it would have been originally. Got both brake compartments done. Gonna start working on the insides of the axle tubes now. Like I said, just doing all the hard to get at stuff first. Well, okay guys, obviously I got the axle tubes done, and I've been doing quite a bit of the inside. I've been painting on this thing for 2 hours now. I did all the nooks and crannies and stuff first, all that little tedious stuff, and I just didn't feel like turning the camera on, but I got the finally got the big brush out now. No more of that little detail stuff. You can at least see me putting some of the paint on anyhow. I'm not going to sit and film this very long because I got ground I need to cover yet. Didn't think it'd still be edited at this point, but at least you can see some of the action anyway. Really hoping to get this done yet in the next hour or so. At least I showed you a little bit of the action, huh? Alright guys, now we're finished. Finally got the mess cleaned up. Everything's coated. All the compartments, even inside the axle tubes. Everything around that bearing bore that I machined. Even right down to the bearing bore for the PTO shaft. All the rough cast in there. Everything got coated that would have been coated originally. And just to have a little bit of fun, I'll show you a magic trick. We'll take a little bit of a trip back in time so we can remember what it looked like before. And now back to the present. See what I did there? Just wanted to do a bit of a before and after shot. Definitely looks a lot nicer in there now than it used to. All clean, freshly coated. And I tell you what, it's hard to even tell that that patch was even put in on the bottom now. Really covered over very, very well. So, that ends another video. As always guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave comments below. Boy, I like how that looks. And as always, hope to see you back again.